Alrighty. What up, YouTube? This is GIOSTEALTHR1. And, well, what your boy doing today? Boy's doing an upgrade. And, primarily, I'm not able to see a lot of the comments that are going to come in, but I'm able to come across and go back and forth and see what's going on. So, what am I doing? Well, there's a whole bunch of parts I ended up getting. But I think today, what I'm going to try to do is strengthening my drive line. So I have these guys right here, and these are the, I'm guessing, the drive shafts, steel drive shafts, pretty much for the front and rear. Part number is 8950X. So I got these bad boys. I have them on my MAXX already, so it's pretty cool. Then I had to get the matching green hubs. This is the 8654G, and this is the 7758G. So, what do I need to do? I need to take a few things apart and start playing around with this. Let's see what's going on. Any comments as of late? Brandon, what's up? All right, so let's take this body off. Sooner or later, I'm gonna get the opportunities to have fun with this summer. I cannot wait. I have a few places where I want to take this thing, so it shall be interesting. Put you down over there. As you can see, I already have a few upgrades that have been installed, the light kit and everything like that. So we're going to come across and do me a favor, when you guys do get this type of things, get yourself some decent tools. This is going to be a pretty long video. Let me see, is that you? Did I get you off the first shot? Yay. All right, I think all I need is the 2.0 and possibly a 2.2. If I could find my 2.2, and I did. And which nut is this? This is the 8.0 millimeter. So if you're looking to find out what you're going to be taking, that's going to be it. Terribly sorry that I'm here this early in the morning, but maybe it's the afternoon for some people. Maybe it's the morning. God damn, that was hard to take off. So, why am I doing this? Well, two reasons. One, I always feel like you should strengthen a lot of the things with the drive shafts and everything like that. That's just my personal opinion. And these pop out, so I'm able to put in the 17 millimeters really nice. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to take that apart and put you to the side. Put you to the side, and we're just going to build from there. And we do have a lot of upgrades and updates that are going to be coming very, very soon. I have ordered more parts for this MAXX Slash. I want to start getting ready to drive this guy. And I do have an upgrade video, which I'm just going to hang out with you guys for a while, which is the the XRT Ultimate. There are updates and upgrades that I'm going to be doing with that one as well. Now, why would I upgrade the Ultimate? Well, I do want to upgrade the servo, and then I'm also putting the Traxxas stainless steel screw kit on there. And the interesting part about that, the Traxxas stainless steel screw kit is in black, which I ended up contacting Traxxas and I said, "Yo, what's the deal? I mean, am I buying what's already on the Ultimate?" And the tech was like, "Yeah, the Ultimate does not come with those stainless steels." And he was kind of surprised. He was like, "Yo, this is the first time somebody actually brought this up, that it is in black." So, yep, they're in black, and that's what's going to be installed into them. All right. Also, I'm getting a whole bunch of pin sets and everything like that. A lot of things are going to be changing on this RC, which it should be a nice setup, and I'm hoping that is not. So what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be changing out this drive line. And my recommendations to you guys when you are changing out drive lines is get yourself some good grease. This is the grease that I use. Other people use different greases and stuff like that, but I've been very pleased with this. Let me see if you guys are saying anything. Tracy, what's going on? Salute. So yeah, so change the drive lines. Maybe I should start from the back. You know what? Let's hit it from the back. So what I'm going to be doing over here is I'm going to be taking out this right here, and I'm going to be releasing the hub carriers. Why would I want to do that? Well, because I need to get to this drive line, and we're going to start getting rid of these guys very soon, because I did buy the whole pin set for this, and judging by what I'm looking at, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man, did I just get screwed with this? Yeah, I did. I need to buy more of these. Huh. Looks like I need to buy a lot more. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to keep it moving. So this is the top part. Let's make sure that everything's in its orientation. And somebody asked me a question. They were like, yo, you got the Traxxas stands. You got the big one and the small one. How come you're not using it? And to be honest with you, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I I should be using it. I should be using it right now. But you know, I like doing things freehand. A lot of people are gonna say, "Yo, why don't you, you know, use your drill on this?" Well, I'm chopping it up with you guys. So as of right now, I'm not going to be using the grill. I did get the sway bar kit. I'm hoping the sway bar kit comes sooner than later. So here we go. This side is taken off. I'll get to that part area. But yeah, these are all extra parts that I use. I ended up checking out a new guy. I think it's Traxxas Man 420. He's on TikTok, and I reached out to him, and I told him I'm gonna give him a whole bunch of spare stuff like I don't use, and he's all about it. So I just got back from traveling, and I think I'm going to be sending him some spare stuff very soon. I think it's just old tires that I've never, stock tires that I've never used and stuff like that. But be very prepared. I'm going to be transferring a lot of my videos at the same time that's going to be on TikTok. So you'll be able to see a lot more content on TikTok. And surprisingly, TikTok's shutting down. But I think it's a different type of audience I can reach with TikTok. I tried to do the live streams on what's that thing called? Instagram, and that was so yeah, we're gonna have to do something better than that. So here we go. So let's start off with the back, and like I said, these plastic drive shafts are pretty strong, which in theory I didn't have to change this out, but why not? Why not indeed? So let's come across and start separating things so I can get to it. Is this thing screwed on? I totally forgot how I did this. Here we go. That's clicked off. There goes the pin. And you slide out, and there we go. So one drive shaft is released. I don't know if this gives you pins. This has to give you pins. We'll find out right now. If it doesn't, that's okay. That is okay. All right, so let's release the drive shaft. And if you have any comments you want to give me, anything you want to see in my latest feeds, leave a comment below. I'm always equipped with, happy with new ideas from you guys, or what updates you want to see in the channel. That's also a Oh, I'm guessing I have to use new bearings. I forgot if I had to use bearings in the old one, but it is what it is. I'm going to be putting those in, and once again, here we go. Let's just start releasing you. All of you guys should be the same size, but as I've been doing for so many years, I'm going to have to grease you guys, and we'll be good to go. So I have 1, 2, 3. Yep, it's 4. So I gotta take the bearing sets out of those. I got this part here and these screws right there. And to hold the drive line, I gotta take you guys out. And I haven't done this type of stuff since the Traxxas MAXX. And if you guys seen that upgrade video, that was around COVID time. And I did a lot of stuff there. A lot. I'm talking about that thing is upgraded to the nines, you know? And now that my life is getting a little bit better, I'm able to enjoy this part of the hobby, which is driving these things, you know, which I haven't been able to enjoy that part of the hobby in a while. So it should be very interesting. Are these the same? This is bigger. I'm guessing this has to be bigger. Yeah, it's bigger. It has to be. Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's see what's in the chat. Joe, what's going on? How's everything, Joe? Like I was saying earlier in the video, I'm going to be going back and forth on these videos just to give you guys a little bit of input. So if you have any questions or any concerns about, you know, what I'm doing with this and the upgrades that are happening right here, I think this is no, it's actually bigger. So we'll put you to the side. We'll put you to the side and we'll take one of you guys out and we'll see what's happening right here, because I'm guessing these are the issues that some of the people are having with upgrading these things, and they're not able to put their things in there. So that goes there, and this goes here. Does anything go in there? I'll find out right now. And it all comes together. There we go. It all comes together like a happy family. So you do need the upgrades to throw this in there because it just won't work. Here you go. How's the upgrade coming? Looks great. Can't wait to see them on the road. Zoom, zoom. You know, I can't wait to see this on the road. You're going to be seeing a lot of my RCs that you never got to see on the road. So look, here you go. Nice bearings are installed. You're going to need, when you're upgrading the 17 millimeter setup and you're putting in the steel drive shafts, I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to need, when you do the stainless steel, you're going to need the bearings that are in there. So, that being said, is there a difference between right and left? Oh, that was very foolish of me. I didn't put, oh, wait a minute. Okay, this is right. So this is left. So this is left. All right. All right, so now, let's look at this. How do I get to that piece right there without going crazy? Do I have to need to take more stuff apart? Wow, I might have to take a few more things apart, but let's look. Let's look at this, because that's what I'm hoping I do not have to do. That's not it. Are we missing a tool? Which in theory I shouldn't be missing any tools. Here you go. 1.5. 1.5 should be going in here. No. Nope. Nope. 2.0. But because I have you here, oh, maybe I can take it out. It looks like I can. Barely. But we can do it. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. The way to take you out, it's not going to be as easy. So now I got to screw you back in to turn this whole thing around so I can get it from the bottom. You would think they make this a little bit easier for me to get to. And I cannot take it from the bottom either. What about the sides? Maybe the sides may be a little bit more merciful on me. And no. So it would be from, I guess that's the only way to take it off. From here. Alright, so we're going to be unscrewing some more. Again, we got to get this drive shaft in there. I want to make sure that at least we get to this portion of it. And this is going to be a longer video than usual because these are lives. So when I start doing these type of jobs, it does get, kind of boring after a while. So you may want to drop off. You may want to come back in. Who knows? Okay, let me see if I can get into here with some needle noses or... There we go. Wow. You won't let me pull that one out. All right, so we're gonna hold off on that right now, and let's build the other one. So, yeah, this is going to be a little bit trickier than I expected. What size ESC motor is in there? I have no idea, Joe. It's a 6S system, VXL, but I have no idea what's even happening in this thing. So we're gonna be finding out very soon because this will be a long, strenuous video. And what I mean by strenuous is I'm surprised I'm not able to get to that drive shaft. And it's weird because I've taken this drive shaft off before, but I guess the way this is set up right now, it's not letting me get to that drive shaft. So, I mean, it is what it is. We'll do what we need to do to set this up. But, yeah, I can't get to it. And we'll figure that out in a few minutes of why. The why is always the question, right? Why can't I do this and why can't I do that? And we are going to figure it out and make this thing a beast. You know, I enjoy strengthening the drive shafts. I've done that, since the beginning of me doing the YouTube stuff. So let me see if I can push you guys a little bit more over here so you guys can get a visual. I've been doing that, since the beginning of my YouTube channel, upgrading the drive shafts. And you know what? I think I upgraded the drive shaft because I just don't want to deal with the headaches of replacing them the next time. Okay, get in there. You're gonna get in there somehow. I'll get you. There you go. All right. Drive shaft 1 is done. Here comes drive shaft number 2. All right, that's done. I might as well start connecting these guys. No. Let's hold off on that. We're gonna start taking this thing apart because this is where the headache is lying, and I need to figure out why. It's weird. It makes me want to think that I have to take the back apart to even get to this thing. So we're gonna find out right now. Because it looks like I have to take off the bottom just to get to those drive shafts, which, if that's the case, that really sucks. So let's start working on that right now. Let me see what you guys are saying. I feel like they making it more difficult for you to change, certain parts for some. Well, primarily, um, what's happening with this and the upgrades that are happening with these RCs is you're looking at the changeover dynamics. So they say this is a MAXX slash, and a lot of the parts are ready to be converted from a slash, from a MAXX, and which in theory it should be done that way. But you know, where's the revenue going to be generated from if they're going to be doing all that? So they just make it a little bit more trickier for you to get things going. All right, let's flip you over again. I thought this was going to be an easier thing to do than what I'm experiencing right now, but that's the hobby. Now you know. Now you know. I do my live feeds without testing this out beforehand, so I'm learning with you guys. There we go. Take you out, and this bottom piece should slide out. It's moving. It's moving. As I look at this RC more and more often, and I look at where Traxxas has come across, and you're making me take that apart too? No. I guess, yeah. Huh. Interesting. Because you're not even, this thing's not even moving. And I would have thought that would have slid out already. But nope. No slide out. Take you out. You go there. It kind of sucks because usually around this time I'll have a stainless steel screw kit for this thing. And nope, haven't bought one yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able, if I'm going to have this. Oh yeah, I possibly will. When I put these guys in the snow time. Which I think that's when I have the most fun. Is driving them in the snow. Alright, here we go. Nothing. Nothing left. You're just making it so hard for me, bro. So hard. I'm wondering why. Why won't you come out unless I break you? But looks like I'm going to have to suffer and take the whole bottom piece off, which I did not want to do. I had no desire to do this. It was not in the plans, but here's where we are. And at this point, I'm not going to get carpal tunnel. Absolutely not. I'm not going to kill myself for this. Okay. We got one, and we got... there we go. Damn it, I don't even have more. What's this one? Too big. Too big. Too big. Too small. Where's just right? Go. Wow. What a sham. I do not have my other bit. So, it looks like I am going to have carpal tunnel. Awfulness. This is part of driving in the rain. Rain ride should be interesting. Wow, I'm missing that bit. Am I? Yeah. All right, well, let's keep it moving, right? Keep it moving. Keep it moving. If that bit shows up, I'll present it to you guys. All right, so these two right there. Do you move yet? Nope. Because all of these guys have to come off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And all of them are the bit that I'm missing. Oh boy. Well, at least you guys are seeing exactly. Well, you know what? The good thing is that at least this helps me right now because I have to do the fronts. And the fronts, the backs are supposed to be easier than the fronts. So now that I'm getting this stuff out the way, I'll be able to get the fronts going, and then it would just be easier for me to take everything apart. But on my MAXX, I'm physically able to do it right out of the MAXX, and I guess I never tested it on the MAXX. But then again, I probably had everything taken off when I had the MAXX, so there's a difference. When I did the MAXX videos, I changed out the arms, I changed out the wheels, which I'm gonna abuse these wheels before I put on the nice green aluminum ones, because I'm noticing more and more, the more I upgrade these things, the more I don't want to drive them. And I think, with the RC cars that I'm restoring right now, I'm noticing that, the aluminum stuff that's on there has held up in some places. In a lot of places, it does not. All right, so let's get this thing out. There you go. You're off. Beautiful. Now I get to push you to the side. And now you are off, so I'll push you here. So let's get a hold of this. Here is where I'm having issues. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take you apart. Not with you. You guys visually able to see that? Maybe? So take you apart, and it's just one screw, 2.5. Takes it off right then and there. Put you to the side right there, and these slide off easy peasy on both ends. So now I have accessibility to these drive shafts. All right, let's take these apart. All right, let's put you back together. And it's weird because usually what happens is that I take these guys apart, I put them back together, which I do, and I put them away, never to be used ever again. Sad, right? A lot of people ask me for these type of parts, if I have them available, and if I do, I give them out. If I don't, well, things happen, and I wasn't able to help you. But if I do have them available, I have no problem giving them out. It's it'll do better in the hands of somebody who can use them, as opposed to what I do, and use all the upgraded stuff, And that's what I do. I put them all together. Everything is back in its happy home. And I just put them to the side. And that's why I hit up Traxxas Man 420, in stating that I'd give him parts like that, because his channel intrigued me. Intrigued me a lot. That I was compelled to reach out to him, and I said, "Hey, brother." He had no idea who I was. And I said to him, I said, look, I'm interested in donating a few things to you. He was like, yeah, no worries. He didn't know I was traveling. So I'm hoping to get to give these things to him by next week. And yeah, and do it like that. So once again, I take the old products that I use, I put them all together, I put them in their own box, and I never look. Like I said, I never look at them ever again. You know, like I have a whole what's that guy? Emax, E-Revo parts that are brand new, just like this, brand spanking new, and they just stay there. You know, and I just put them to the side, and I said, yeah, I'll get to them one day. Maybe I'll build something else. And you know, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I mean, I must have built two two rustlers, you know, because of that concept of putting parts aside and doing that. And two rustlers have come to fruition. One rustler was actually uh, uh, acquired by oh man, who got that rustler? Monfordale, Monfordale, and one of my older fans of the channel, he ended up wanting it, and I ended up giving it to him. You know, well, he purchased it. He wanted it. Usually I don't sell RCs, but it went to a good home and everything like that. All right, so let's continue with this right now. So where are we at? So here we're gonna come across and install the rear drive shafts. So now what you're looking at right now is they do give you the screws, and they're already pre-surfaced with blue Loctite on them. Now you're gonna ask me, well, you know, Gio, what are you doing about putting in a few things that you said you were gonna put in? And I will, but you are going to hold off on that real quick, and I'm just going to put these last two in there. I am going to be utilizing grease, but I'm going to be putting the grease on later because I'm trying to make this video as fast as I can, and we are reaching times that I haven't done in a while. Usually I'd be having alcohol beverages with you guys. So this has to be the right? Did I turn this around? Yeah, this is the right. So I'm going to take one of these drive shafts, put it in here. It looks like it's still a 2.0, so we're going to have the 2.0 right there. It's going to settle in. Make sure this is straight. Slam you in there. Screw you down. You know, this hobby, as much as I've tried to get out of it, it still ropes you in. You know, especially all these companies out right now that are coming across and you know giving you your best bang for your buck. You know, when it comes down to updates and upgrades and all that other good stuff, you are getting quality stuff. You know, and each RC company is stepping up their game. You know, which makes other RC companies step up their game. Which who does that benefit? Well, it benefits us. But there is a con to all this, and what the con is we are going to be spending more and more and more and more and more money. You know, when this industry is already expensive enough, you know, everything is just going to get higher in prices, and that's what you're looking at mostly. So that's what you are looking at mostly when it gets higher and higher in prices, because you don't know what to do. You're on the uh, you're on the aspect of, oh, you know what, it's not going to cost me as bad, and you know, but it is. And did I put you in correctly? I wonder. I may have not, because there are two different sizes, and this size looks like it might be a little bit too long. Yep. So even though I had them already set, they're not always set the way you want. And if that's the case, then that means this is going to be too short. And I need the long ones. Yep, that's going to be too short. And I put it in the wrong position. And now maybe to put this in the right position. It'll be nice. It will be nice. Who's in here? That's how they get you. Stuart, what's going on? Gio, was going to say that the XO1, was it you that said that the XO1 motor can take AS? Um, if you want, I could bring down my XO1, which is set for 8S. That should be the 1717 turn motor, which should take 8S, because originally the MAXX, if you ever watched that upgraded video that I had, the MAXX was initially set for when they did the conversion thing from 6S to 8S, and they gave you the conversion kit, and I kind of did a slam dunk towards Traxxas, which they weren't happy with me about that. But when the conversation ended up happening with that type of conversion, um, I ended up saying to them, I said, look, this a different type of motor and a different type of ESC that you're throwing in there. How does that benefit the customer? And they were not happy because I called them out because the X-Max came out, um, and the motor was different when they did the conversion. So instead of bringing in a 1717 motor like the XO1 had, they gave you, I think it was like a 1250 motor for the X-Max. But with the conversion, it was an 8S conversion. So the 1717 motor was set for that. So if that answers your question, hopefully that does on that. All right, we're tightening all this stuff down. You're gonna see all the beautiful hardware. As you can see, here is the steel drive shafts that I'm throwing in there. Um, Once again, if you are doing this type of an upgrade, um, put yourself in a scenario of, hey, you know what? This is going to be fun. I'm going to strengthen out the drive line, which I think you should do that, right on the rip, when you do get this RC, just strengthening your drive line. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, if anything, it's going to benefit you in the long term. Is it going to be costly? Of course it is. But that's the nature of the beast. If you're going to spend the money, you have to make sure that your investment, which is, this RC is not cheap. This RC, how much is it? $700. That's stock, $700. So you want your investment to last a long time. You want to come across and say, hey, you know what? I did spend the money, but it's benefited me in the long run, which hopefully it does benefit you in the long run. Um, for some people, this might be your first RC. If it is your first RC, kudos to you that you got into the hobby. Um, my personal opinion, there are a lot of other RCs I would have recommended for your first, you know, your entrance into the hobby game. But everybody has their own preference. What's going to be their first. My first motorcycle was a thousand cc motorcycle, which it should have not been. But I never knew how to ride a bike, so I said, hey, you know what? You're not going to teach me anything. If I don't know something from another, then I'm going to be doing this, and this is the way it's going to go. So everybody has their own things that they're doing, you know. So I can't wait to get rid of these screw-on things and put the pinouts. That's going to be beneficial to my thing and stuff like that. So it works out well for me. Okay, so we did the rear almost. And there's my steel drive shafts. Now let's crack open this, and we're gonna crack open this. So let's get you guys going. You know, it's it's not it's not the car that they get you. It's these accessories. And they do give you different pins. Perfect. I kind of figured that. It's these accessories, man. That's how they get you all the time. All right, here we go. Put you back in the box, never to be seen again. And it's nice green. It is a nice green that you're installing into this. So okay, the standard motor, black 17 1. Thank you, buddy. Much love. Thank you from the UK. Appreciate you. Slash Raptors 93. The bling. Yes, there's a lot. If you've seen my channel, you'll notice that most of my RCs are extremely blinged out. Like on the next level of you shouldn't be spending that type of money. So yeah, I do bling. I do bling out my RCs. As much as I can. Yo, fellas, do not lose these things. I mean, it's a headache. Um, it's a headache just even having a situation where you do lose them. So try not to lose them when you get a hold of them. And which side, man? This is the worst part of getting old. You don't know what's supposed to be screwed down, or does it screw down from here? Maybe it screws down from there. We're gonna find out. Because I don't see any. I don't see any things that would indicate to me that it goes on to the side. So this is another 2.0, which is right here. And then you put the tip right here. And I'm gonna line this up with you guys, if you guys can see that. Too bad I don't have a zoom thing. Well, put you right here. And yep, at least I remembered that. It goes in here. There you go. And there is the green. Look at that. It's coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out. All right, another one, another pin. Follow yourself right here. Put the pin in. Take your 2mm. And I'm gonna jam it in the hole, man. Yep. And then that's how we do it. Spin and spin and spin around. All right. That should be not good enough. Okay. Interesting. It didn't go all the way through. Do you know why? Because my screw's not going all the way. And it's not letting me. So what do you do on that situation? Well, what you can do is dump it on here, so it gives you a little bit of leverage before it spins out. There you go. There we go. Aha. All right, now let's make my way to the front, because the rear is done. What are you guys saying? Dum 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 dum. Well spent. $150 on wheels. Well, it wasn't the wheels that cost the money. It was the drive shafts. The wheels do come apart for it to accommodate a 17mm, but it was, well, if you really want to state the wheels, the drive shafts were $100. This was $12, and this was $19. Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. As you can hear, my landscaping people are here. So, all right. So now we got to take you apart. I hate taking this one apart. This is why I want to install this, because it's just more friendly, instead of having these screw-on pieces. This I do not like. for nothing. But you gotta deal with it, right? Before we even get into that, might as well start building these. Okay, so we have this, we have this, and we need to have these pins out. Make sure you do not lose any positions of what you're doing, because you're going to be put in a bad position of you can't find anything. And when you don't, these are, a lot of these things are proprietary to the MAXX. So if I lose one, then I'm gonna have to go into my, oh, this is the MAXX slash. I would have to go into my MAXX slash box and start taking things apart. So in theory, I should not have taken that apart, right? Yes, no. Uh, should I have taken that apart? No. No, I'm gonna put that back together. I don't think I should have taken that apart. But now, since I just loosened it up, let's go back in. Get you there. And you. Get you there. I have to take off the sides. Maybe I have to take that apart. I don't know. We're going to find that out in a few minutes. Because I don't think I had to take that apart to get to me disconnecting the drive shafts and everything like that. Hopefully, on this side, it'll be a little bit more merciful on me as I start taking things apart. Let me see what you guys are saying. You know, this MAXX slash, I think the T-bar, if you guys looked at my last video, was the most disappointing thing that I installed, I think, on Traxxas in a long period of time, because when I contacted technical support, it was kind of like, oh well. Dead serious. It was more of a, oh well, you know what? It is what it is. And it's kind of weird that all the third-party companies actually took the mold of the plastic edition, and it didn't benefit anything, you know, for me. So that was the crazy part of it, you know, that I thought, you know, there should have been some type of answer to that particular part that was installed in there, because you know, these aluminum parts that you do install for Traxxas are not cheap. Everybody knows that. You know, no matter if it's third party or Traxxas themselves, none of it is ever cheap. So, judging by my landscaping guys and not me not hearing the motor, you're going to be hearing the doorbell ring and possibly my dog going crazy. But I will not stop the video. Absolutely not. I'll just keep it moving, and then I'll take it from there. You know? So, let me just keep going. And releasing these guys, which, there you go. Remember, the tops and the bottoms are two different ones. All right, there goes one. There goes two. And well, yeah. So it makes you flip it over, amongst other things, and wants you to take off the link. So I will take that off. 2.0. I have to release the link for me to release the drive shaft entirely without getting a headache. With this. All right. Let me see what you guys are saying. Earl, what's going on? Earl. Earl. You know, I've known Earl. How many years right now? I've known you, Earl. Earl was a major inspiration. I ended up starting the YouTube game before Earl, and you know, I stopped. I stopped for a long period of time, not trying to get back into this YouTube thing. I touch on it here and there, but I try to avoid me doing any of the type of YouTube content that's out there. But I was still, you know, looking at other people's channels, and Earl was a channel that I enjoyed watching. Some YouTubers would say, "Yeah, you know what? Why do you shout this person out?" But you know what? I enjoyed watching Earl's channel. I really did. He was one of the main reasons why I ended up even touching getting the ultimate XRT. You know, I said, you know what? It's been so many years since I actually had a big truck. Since I had the XMAXX, and I said, you know what? I want to get another big beast. And all the updates and upgrades I've seen him do with his a few, what is it, 2 or 3 XRTs he has, and I believe he did buy an Ultimate as well. When I started seeing him do that, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna get myself an XRT. Fuck around with it and stuff like that. So, hence why I have an XRT right now. Like I said, Earl, you're a bad man. You got me back in this hobby, and yep, it is what it is. You know, you get out of it for a little bit, which I think I got out of it for like few years. Few years. I just said no more. I'm not gonna deal with this hobby anymore. And I got out of it. I think around the time COVID um, was pretty hot, and I just said, nah, I'm not dealing with this anymore. And yep, Earl, you're a bad man. You got me back into this game. So shout outs to my man Earl. Oh, you're fixing your real car today? Your real car? Well, the sad thing is that I should be motorcycle riding. If you guys have watched my channel throughout the years, you guys know that usually around this time, did I just disconnect the wrong one? No, I did. Did I? I must have. I did. Bad man. Alright. Guess I got 2 more screws to go. Okay. 2 more screws. Where are you? So you want me to disconnect from over there? Alright. So I went to Harley Davidson yesterday, and I said to Harley, I said, well, I ended up, I'll give you a quick story. So, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, before I went to South Carolina, um, I ended up riding out to the city, and all of a sudden, my hydraulic clutch is gone. When I tell you, it was a hot day too. When I tell you it was gone, I couldn't even shift. I got off the side of the road, and then my bike cooled down, and then my hydraulic clutch was back. I said, well, that's kind of weird. I've never had to deal with that before. And then I ended up going on a forum, and I said to the guys, I said, yo, I lost my hydraulic clutch as I was driving. What's the deal? They said to me that every 2 years, Harley recommends you to change out your your dot four. So I said dot four. I said, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He was like, yeah, I was like, isn't that brake stuff? This is wrong. I did this upside down. Huh, I gotta go back there and flip it over. All right, whatever. So they said to me, they was like, no, you really have to come across and have that thing flushed out. So I contacted Harley. I said, look, I need to drop my bike off, and can you help me out? And they were like, oh, no problem. We'll have your bike ready and good to go and whatever. And he was like, you're gonna have to leave your bike here. I said, no problem. I'll leave my bike there. I just need to get my bike done. Well, F forward. All right. I said, no problem. I have my bike done and everything like that. I'll leave it there, and you guys do what you need to do to get my bike up and running. They were like, all right, no problem. Can you believe this? They looked at me and they came across. It was like, well, we're gonna do your purge in the front, purge in the rear, and I said, okay. And then also, on top of your purges, on top of your clutch lever purges, you have to do your brake purges. I said, okay, no problem. You go ahead with the brake purges. He's like, well, there's something else that you have to do. I said, well, what is it? He's like, you have to do your 30,000 mile tune up. And are you getting this done? Are you getting that done? I said, yeah. Okay, no problem. Yo, they banked me out for $1,300. I said, "Fuck." What do you say to that? It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I try to be as optimistic as I can, but I already knew when I bought a Harley Davidson, HD means hundreds of dollars, and that's what it means, hundreds of dollars, and they got me. So that's what I had to deal with Harley yesterday. So I dropped my bike off. Needless to say, that my bike is not ready today. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to do a video. Now, here's the bad part of this whole story. Yesterday, so I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm good to go. I'll get that done, and it is what it is. I'll just take it and move on. Well, I ended up trying to do yard work yesterday. Well, as in doing yard work, I threw up my back. Now that I'm older, me throwing up my back is a whole different conversation as if, I threw up my back as a kid. Yeah, let me tell you, when you become older and you throwing out your back, that's not a good thing. It isn't. I'm on what's that thing called? Two two leaves, and you're not supposed to be taking two leaves, but I guess people, the amount of pain. I was crawling. I ended up meeting up with the fellas to have breakfast with them, and I was pretty much crawling. Trying to get myself situated with the pain that I was in. So I got my leave. I ended up doing that, and now the drugs are kicking in. Thank goodness. But no motorcycle. Even if they called me up, I can't even get the bike because I'm broken right now. So that's something that I have to come across and say, all right, you know what, I can't do that today, and I'm just hanging out with you RC guys, and always having fun doing this RC stuff, especially my live feeds. If you guys were able to experience my live feeds from years ago, there'd be a lot of alcohol flowing when I was doing those lives. These are using 2.0s to screw this guy down from the center. If you guys see my live feeds from years ago, those are pretty wild. I mean, there was at a point in my YouTube career that I used to give away a lot of things on that channel. One guy that I gave a whole bunch of stuff to, no, not a whole bunch of stuff, but a few things to. Rest his soul. Steve, my God, Steve OD, I think, from the 313. I think that's how he went by. I'm guessing. No disrespect to him or his family and stuff like that. If I got that wrong, my apologies. Um, yeah, I think that's what it is. Well, anyway, really cool guy. I met Steve a while ago, and he would get on my live feeds, and you know, he would do the live feeds with YouTube and stuff like that, and it was pretty cool. He was a very nice person. Needless to say, he ended up, you know, he ended up in a wheelchair. The wheelchair was because of an accident. I believe it was a motorcycle accident or something like that. But after a while, everything started breaking down on him. Like, he physically started breaking down, and it was happening right in front of our eyes, and that was the sad part, because a lot of people that the YouTube community or the RC community would see that, and when he passed away, sad as to say, he did pass away. When he did pass away, um, his channel, I believe, is still up, but he would do these really good live feeds with a few other YouTube creators and stuff like that, and it took off. I think if he was alive today, it would be so much bigger than what it was at the time of his passing, because these guys were doing it like every Friday and stuff like that, and a lot of people tuned in to see Steve. I tuned in to see Steve. A lot of the other guys that I knew, but the reality is that I really didn't know them. I knew Steve. So rest in peace, Steve. Somebody asked me about him. I think a couple weeks ago, and yeah. Another person that people ask about is Draven. Draven 3907. Now, if you guys don't know who Draven 3907 is, then I'll give you a little bit of a history lesson. Most people who do speedrun games and everything like that have no idea that he was one of the forefathers when it came down to the speedrun game. And I know there's going to be a lot of debates. Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, he wasn't, or whatever like that. Me, I'm going to give you my personal opinion on everything. Back in '08, I would say '09, Draven, as much money as he spent on this RC stuff, as much money as he lost in this RC stuff, back then there was no such thing as putting a 6S system on a 10 scale stadium truck. There was no such thing. There was no such thing as Mod 1 gears specifically for these type of RCs. There was no such thing as foam tires other than back then it was like the Jayco foams, you know. Few companies later on ended up coming in with their belted tires, but Draven switched the game up, and he got hit with a lot of criticism, on his YouTube channel. I know Draven personally, and wherever he's at, I know he's had health scares. I don't want to get too much into his business, but I know he's had health scares, and hopefully, let me see. This is, if I'm looking at this, this would be right. He's had a lot of health scares throughout the years, and it's sad. It's sad to say that life life goes on. You know, life now. Like I said, Draven was one of the pioneers. A lot of people wouldn't know that. Would have no idea. No idea that one of the original people that started doing the speedrun games. And you got guys, oh, I'm going 100 something miles an hour, or I'm going 200 miles an hour. Let me tell you, and I don't even take credit for that. You know, um, all that credit goes to Draven. You know, and people who knew about the run game knew Draven. You know, Ace as they called him, and no one knew about the run game. No, anyone who you see saying, "Hey, yo, I'm doing 100 miles an hour with whatever they're using out there in the game," got that inspiration from Draven. No matter what you see out there, no matter how many RCs that you see out there doing the speedrun game, a lot of that came from Draven, and I'm not even taking any type of credit on that. You know, because I did the Rustler 100 mile per hour club stuff like that. So let me see, Steve OD, yeah, from the 313. Yeah, man, Joe, that was crazy. What happened to Steve, but it's crazy. Time goes by fast, and you really. Wow, is this front? This is left. So if I'm looking at this from this would have to be the left side, and this would have to be the right side, right? Right. To the right, left. All right. Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, you know, it's upon how many people we touch, you know, throughout this thing called life, because it does go by quick, and I remember these guys. Sometimes people just don't even acknowledge, the things that they've done for the RC game. I know guys, YouTube channels right now that are blowing up, that have God knows how many subscribers, and never, never mention of the YouTube channels that they've seen beforehand. I'll mention another YouTube channel that I used to enjoy watching. It would be Jang from Ultimate RC. You know, Jang from Ultimate RC was a pioneer. If you wanted anything technical, that was the dude to watch. He broke things down to you in such a way to where, as a kid, you're like, wow, that's awesome. You know, as an adult, you're like, man, you know your stuff. You know, so bad situation happened to him. I don't want to get into details. I know it was a legal thing, but his channel was amazing, and he doesn't get the credit that's due. You know, he does Jang bricks now, which is pretty cool. I've seen a few of his things, stuff like that. You know, if you guys don't know, I enjoy Legos as well, and yeah, Ultimate RC is one of my favorite RC channels to ever come out when I wanted something technical. You know, his channel was something to bear witness to. Another YouTuber who, once the algorithm changed, um, his YouTube channel took a mighty big hit, and that would be DJ Medic, and his channel is RC Adventures. Now, when his channel took a hit the way it did, you had other channels that were able to pick up the algorithm very quickly, and the one channel that picked up the algorithm very quickly has to be who is that guy that does the whip? Uh, the little English dude, or whatever his name is. You guys probably know on the channel. Let me see. Slash Raptor. Yeah, well, because they don't want to give credit to where credit's due. Yeah, no. Yeah, Slash Raptor 93. I agree. 100 mile per hour series so long ago now. Wow. Um, if I 15 years? Has it been 15, 14, 15 years? Jesus Christ. You know, you look at how long ago these type of series were out, you know, and that kind of dates me in this YouTube thing. But who knows the guy that does the whip? What's his name? Pretty famous YouTuber right now. You guys know his name. I don't know his name. I have no idea what his name is. He always breaks his RCs all the time. Well, anyway, he was able to crack open the algorithm of what the YouTube thing is all about, and you know, ended up doing that. Now, let me talk to you about a little gripe I have. Well, I'll say a gripe I have with channels like the Traxxas channel. You know, Traxxas has made it extremely hard for people to do unboxings. Why? Because unboxing videos where you'll come across and be able to get a lot of views on unboxings kind of got pushed to the wayside. Why? Because Trax ended up implementing first box release type scenarios. Now, what is that? First box release is some of the corresponding sellers were able to get the first run shipment of these RCs. The problem of that was they were able to do unboxings, and that kind of put a lot of YouTube creators pissed off. Myself immediately, because I wasn't able to get that first run box release, and now you have the major corporations like AMA and Hobbies and everything like that giving it to their creators, you know, and you know these guys who get these RCs, you know, out the box. A lot of them don't pay for it. It comes in immediately to them. And don't get me wrong, great content. They do a lot of great content, but it kind of, you know, cuts out the competition of guys wanting to do unboxing videos. And did I just mess this up? Maybe? No? Yes? No? One side goes off the other? Why do I feel like this side is... Well, we'll find out very soon. Just not as tighter, looser, tighter. Interesting. Am I losing fluid? Maybe. Well, we'll find out. Um, yeah, it kind of messes up a lot of YouTube creators out there that are trying to establish their brands, which, guys have to do that, a lot. But you're noticing that a lot of RC companies out there are starting to do that. Now, is it good that they do that? You know what, to each his own. But the reality is that as a YouTube creator, what you want is A, notoriety, and B, be able to reach out to a lot of platforms. I make no money on this because I stopped doing YouTube. I don't get monetized anymore. My monetization has died when I stopped doing this YouTube thing. Now, I had no idea that does that. I thought my older videos would have been able to generate the amount of views for income, and it does not. I I don't make any income on this. That's why you'll notice on a lot of the videos that I do, I just throw regular music. You know, as you make no money or monetization on that type of music, I didn't care anymore. I just said, you know what? I want to do my own thing. I want to be able to be happy doing my RC stuff the way I want to do it. And sometimes that comes at a cost, and the cost that it comes in is I'm not able to make any money on it, which is cool. I'm happy about that. I'm able to put the music. Who was it? Chris from Everyday RC was like, "Yo, I noticed that you just put regular music on there." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I want to enjoy myself, doing this, because if I don't, then I'm just gonna get out of this YouTube thing again, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to create content, reach another audience. Some of my audience members, this is the craziest thing, and Earl, you're gonna be going through this as well. Some of my audience members who were kids are having their own kids right now. How crazy is that? I had one kid who graduated college and was getting married, and I'm like, what? Married? I said, that's impossible, my man. You were just, doing this RC stuff, as I ended up doing that. You were a kid then. And yeah, nah, these kids are becoming adults now. They got adult money. So yeah, they're very much into the game as well. So let me see what you guys are saying over there. Uh Earl, I found that the unboxing videos from the hobby stores not showing the real RC flaws. Uh the good real parts, and the RC is cool, but I wanted to know. Oops, cancel. Let me hit that button. Um, would break on these newer RCs. I love. Oops, this message has been hitting undo. Wait a minute, I did something wrong. Oops. Remove. Put a timeout. No, no, no. Sorry about that, Earl. But I did get that message. Oops. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. That was not supposed to happen. Let me unclick you. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Hi, test. Specific viewing. All chats are visible. Okay. And let me go back to Earl. Earl, how come I can't get you? All chats are visible. And what the heck did I do? Earl. Did I just lose this? Earl, if you can hear me, send a message down because I can't see your stuff. Dum 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 dum. My apologies. You got to love the YouTube block button. Ah, I see you're back. Thank God. I thought I lost you. I thought I lost you. I was very upset. All right, back to this. All right. Yeah, it's crazy, crazy world we live in right now. All right, back to this. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. All right, still breaking this thing in. Where was I? Yeah, it's crazy now that we're seeing a lot of the kids that are doing this type of thing that now are adults. I find it intriguing, you know, this younger generation that actually has followed us throughout the years, and now they're coming across. And like I said, you're fixing your real car and stuff like that, and I kind of do the same thing when I fix my real bike. That's back together. I gotta go back to you and put you back together. Didn't realize that this was connected wrong. It should be on the upside, not on the downside. Which it could be the same way, but the reality is that it's just gonna fill up with dirt. So I'd rather just have it the correct way, so I don't mess it up later. And here we go. So that should be on the downside. All right, on the downside. Now I can get all these things plugged in together. And here's a question for you, Earl. I noticed that on a lot of your RCs, you throw the Max 6. If I'm speaking out of term, I believe that's the one you throw in there. I'm noticing right now that a lot of people that have been throwing this type of upgrade on their RCs, well, not a whole bunch of people, but I know of one. They ended up having a fire on their RCs. Wow, what would have caused that for them to have a fire on there? You know, do you think it was just junk batteries, or was it something more? Was it something more than their battery situation? Because I saw that, I'm like, yo, this ain't good. So I just saw that on one video. I don't know whose it was. I noticed it on one video that some guy's RC just went up in smoke. It looked like it was his batteries, but I don't know if it was his setup on his Max 6. So, what do you do with the old ESCs? That's a good question. That's a good question for you. You can take your time filling that one out. I think the next upgrades that I want to get on this RC, other than me doing the drive line, is I'm going to be changing out the pins. I want to see how this thing actually drives. I I love driving the UDR. I think the UDR is a fun drive. I do like the slash 10 scale. So having this RC is going to be fun when I go. Oh, did I just mess this up? I did. Slide in there. Slide in there. You won't slide in there. Um, it's going to be fun doing that because I like taking my RCs camping, and last year when I ended up going camping, I took my UDR and my TRX4M camping, and then surprisingly somebody had an X-Max and tried to rough me up, but then he figured out, he was like, oh, he told me I should upgrade my RCs and stuff like that. I said, "Pfft." I was like, you know what I'm talking to, bro? I was like, all my things are upgraded. So, here we go. See, I forgot to put this piece on. What a do. All right, so I'll lay you down there. Okay, there we go. All right. Now that's the way it's supposed to go down. I noticed GPM has a metal one for this. Let me see. Teaching our kids, we know will give them an advantage in life. Absolutely. But some of these kids don't even want to learn. That's the sad part. Some of these kids can care less about learning. And I think about that. I think about the statement I just made right now. Some of these kids can care less about learning. You know, it's kind of weird because you would think our generation, um, to where we took things apart and put them back together. Yeah, I would say that's the Lego generation. Or if you just made up stuff. Having that imagination of going out with your friends, building forts and stuff like that. That was our generation, and I feel like a lot of these kids have lost that type of connection with working with their hands, and it's just lost. It's a lost art, in having that type of a connection with something like this, you know. Because realistically speaking, I can come across and look at the RCs that I've played with throughout the years of my life, and don't get me wrong, a lot of them are retired. You know, my EMAXX is retired. My Rustler 100 mile per hour is retired. My E Revo is retired. My Summit is retired. My Traxxas drag car, funny car, retired. What else is retired? I think that's it. And my Yeti 110 scale retired. You know, can't get parts for that, so I'm stuck on stupid with that one. But here we go. One, two, three. One, two, three. Awesome. Yeah, a lot of the cars that I have are retired, and that's a sad thing. You know, Somebody could look at my stuff and say, "Oh, why would you retire? Why can't you just play with it?" You know what? There's something to be said of enjoying something. Like look at the E Revo. The E Revo, you know, Generation One, Generation Two, dead. EMAXX, EMAXX Generation just one. The Max, which the EMAXX, they should bring that back. I'm gonna be honest with you. You have the X Max, you have the Max Slash, you have the Max, you have all these RCs inspired about the Max series, but yet the EMAX they retired. Traxxas should come across and do what Tamiya does, and just re-release them for a limited time, and then have it like that, and even throw like a vintage thing on there, just for nostalgia, please. But not now, not now. Later, because the E Revo at one point was their flagship. That was their flagship RC, and it's no more. Ugh, carpal tunnel's hitting quick. What do you guys say? Um, Sad RC cars retired before we did. Absolutely, absolutely. Let me see what Joe say. Joe, this generation is completely and utterly dumb. Unfortunately, it's the truth, and they have to decide. Yeah, yeah. The social media has put these people in a different state of zombieism, and you know, having the opportunities to show these kids that there's something other than cracking open their iPhone and seeing what the latest download is. I mean, it's something to be said about that. So as of right now, I try to inspire a lot of these younger kids. I mean, I think it's Highway 49 or something like that. And this is a girl that does RCs. And I remember when she was, I guess it was like 2 years ago, I told people to look at her channel and stuff like that. And she's still doing it. Her and her dad, well, I think she does most of the stuff right now, but she got into it. She's working with her hands and stuff like that. And you would think more girls be into this. Lord knows I try to get my daughter into this, but she can care less about any of this RC stuff, any of the motorcycle stuff either. My daughter never got into it, so I never forced her. I never said, "Hey, you got to do this. Follow my trend." So if I ever go, all I know is that if I ever go, I'm I already have it in my will Burn all my RCs. Burn them all. I don't want nobody to have any of my RCs. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because I these were done by me, you know, and the reality is that having somebody else, enjoy them other than myself would kind of piss me off. Maybe it'll piss me off. I don't know. Possibly. You know what? Most likely. Most likely that would piss me off. Somebody else. And it's kind of like somebody driving your car. If you pass away and there's a spirit world and stuff like that, and your wife gives your classic car to another man, that kind of pissed me off. I'd be kind of peed off at that, at another man's driving my car, and stuff like that. So I don't know. What's your opinion on that? I think a lot of people wouldn't want them. I wouldn't want another guy driving my motorcycle. You know, I'm like, nah, that's cool. I rather you donate my thing or sell it to somebody that I don't know. And even then, selling it to somebody, who would take care of your stuff more than you? Who would enjoy your creation more than you? No one. No one. Only you know what the value is of what your hard work is. There's a TikTok video that says in 100 years nobody will know who you are. No one will know about anything that you cared about. No one will know about anything that you loved. Who really knows their grandfather's dad? And that's the weirdest thing. In 100 years, no one will care. No one will care about this live feed that I'm doing. No one will care about anything that we're out there. So we live in this moment to where you guys are living in this moment with me, which is a great thing. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. But let's crack this bad boy open. Dum, 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 dum. Yeah, no one will ever know this moment. And we live to enjoy these type of moments. A lot of people say it's materialistic and stuff like that. In a lot of ways it is. A lot of ways it isn't. You know, only you can put the price value of what your time, dedication, your hard-earned money put, especially into this, what it's worth. You know, only you know. No one else will. People on the YouTube community won't know. Aha! Now we get to use our 17 millimeter adapters right here. So let's put the candy on and see. So much better. Good gracious, so much better. You know, so much better. Dum 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 dum. All right. The twist game begins. Let it keep twisting. Remember, I had to do this with the MAXX. There we go. It just makes it more aggressive, in my opinion. Does this? Did I? I did. What a fool. Well, let's go back around. Yep. So, what did I do wrong? Well, there's arrows here, and it tells you your directional of the wheel that you're going. So, your friendly neighborhood GIOSTEALTHR1 did not look at that. And that's wrong. And you're right. All right. So, boom. There we go. Let's try this again. Let's put you back on. You want to be able to match everything else the way it is. It's kind of silly now too, but why not? Why not do that and have it set up that way? I think on this series, I'm not going to do colored arms like I did with the MAXX. I think I like the black, and I'm going to stay with the black. I think that's what I'm going with, in staying with the black and having the black and the green setup on this. This is a very interesting upgrade. I'm glad I was able to share it with you guys. Sometimes I don't get to do these type of things where I don't have availability, especially the way my life is right now. I get to go all over the United States, so Leave a comment below. See what state you're in. Maybe I'll be able to stop by and chop it up with you one day and stuff like that. I was just in South Carolina. Sometimes I go to Florida. A lot of times I'm in Canada, Texas, California. I go all over the place. Um, West Coast, East Coast, North, South. It's all good and gravy at this point. I try to get it as many places as I can to. Definitely training out the foods and stuff like that. Ah, look at that. All that work just to throw in 17 millimeters and these drive shafts. So, that being said, look how that looks. So much, a lot better. I think it just looks a lot better. Oh, there, and it's stronger. Which that's it. That's what I'm going for the strength. For the strength. Anyway, let's put this back on here. Okay. Well, in theory, you're supposed to be landing. Here we go. There you go. All right. So yeah, there you go. I have the 17 millimeter hexes, hubs, and the drive shafts are steel. So it's a lot stronger right now. I think they look a little bit, even though it's the same wheel. I think on the drive line, you already know, give it a little more respect. It's a little candy. Like somebody said beforehand. The nuts upgrades. I do have the sway bar kit coming in. I think once I get the sway bar kit, I'm going to drive this. That's what I want it for. I want the sway bar. I've driven the Stampede 4x4 and the Slash 4x4 with and without the sway bar, and I like it better with the sway bar. I'm going to install, what is this? Servo horn in green. I'm going to install drag link in green. These are the 10,000 series. So you start getting, this is 10,247, 10,239. And I think I need to buy another set of these. This is 7,743 green. Judging by the way the pinouts are, there is 4 sets here and 4 sets here. So I'm going to have to buy another one of those. And this is the 8940X. So that what it looks like. So yeah, stay tuned. I do have other upgrade videos that I want to do with you guys. I try to do the live feeds because I think the live feeds are fun. I guess to interact with you guys, and it's a fun time. Anyway, if you like the video content, if this was helpful for you, definitely leave a like. It does help out the channel, just for people to see this. So that being said, rate, comment, subscribe. Until I'm fellas up on YouTube. Later. Dun, dun, dun. Was the steering upgrade worth it for the MAXX? Was it upgraded? The horn. The horn, I would say it's good for the upgrade. The other parts, uh, I don't, I don't think so. But I would say for the horn, yes. That would be definitely a cool thing for you to upgrade. Joe says, I want to thank you for always learning me something new every day on your live stream. You're awesome, amazing. You rock, G. Kicking ass, brother. You're the best in the business. I appreciate that, Joe. But yeah, Earl, I would say it would be the servo horn. I don't think you have to. I'm going to upgrade the other stuff, but I would say just strengthen everything out because I got the upgraded servo. It would be that. Now, that was just on the servo box. The servo box recommended me to go aluminum, so that's what I ended up doing. So that's why I got it. And that's what it said. To upgrade the steering and stuff like that, you should get the aluminum servo. I think I put that on another video and stuff like that when I upgraded the servo. So, but hopefully this video is informative to you. Later.